You know, the debate is endless. What's the best martial art? Is it karate's raw power, the slick grappling of jiu-jitsu? Maybe the all-in-one approach of MMA? Well, today, we're throwing a huge wrench into that entire conversation. We're looking at a brand new contender, a brutal, modern system that completely challenges everything we thought we knew about fighting, right down to how it was even created.
So let's just start with a question that sounds like it was ripped straight out of a sci-fi movie. What if the most brutally effective way to end a fight wasn't discovered in some ancient temple, but was engineered in the 21st century with a little help from artificial intelligence?
And this is where the story takes a sharp left turn. This is an actual quote from the system's founder, Jarrod Freeman. There are no ancient scrolls, no wise old master on a mountain. Just this incredibly casual, almost funny admission that he used ChatGPT to put the pieces together. Right away, this tells you we're not talking about a tradition. We're talking about a tool built for a purpose right now.
Okay, so we've got this wild, AI-assisted origin story. But what is this thing, really? Let's get into the mechanics.
It's called Tetsuryoku-Ryu, which means iron force style. But honestly, the best description comes from the creators themselves. They call it a Frankenstein of lethality, and that's exactly what it is. It's a hybrid, a mashup. It takes the absolute bone-crushing power of Kyokushin Karate, the geometric footwork from Aikido, the pure science of balance breaking from Judo, and the devastating close-range elbows and knees of Muay Thai, and it stitches them all together into one lethal package.
All right, let's get to the core of it, the engine that makes this whole thing run. This isn't about some kind of magic or secret energy. It's all about physics. The entire system is built around a single idea they call the 45-degree truth, and it's basically a scientific cheat code. The claim is that the human body, your skeleton, your balance, even your vision, has a fundamental design flaw. It's weakest when force hits it at a 45-degree angle. So it's not about being stronger than your opponent, it's about exploiting a geometric glitch in their anatomy.
Now this right here is what makes it so different. The main weapon isn't a punch or a kick, it's Kuzushi, a concept they pulled directly from Judo that means balance break. The whole point is to stop thinking about trading hits. Forget about that. Instead, you attack your opponent's stability itself. You're not fighting their muscles, you're fighting physics to make their whole structure just fall apart.
And here's how it's supposed to play out. It's a simple four-step process. First, the attacker commits. They throw a punch, they go for a grab. Second, the practitioner doesn't block or back up. They enter, stepping in at that crucial 45-degree angle. Third, they make contact and use a simple push or a pull to redirect all that incoming energy. And fourth, if they get that angle and timing just right, the opponent's entire body just collapses.
And this isn't just about tripping someone. The system claims that this sudden structural collapse actually causes a neural overload. For just a split second, the lizard part of the brain freaks out from the feeling of falling, and the conscious mind just shorts out. It's like a computer rebooting. And that tiny half second of total confusion, that's the window where the fight is meant to end.
Okay, so the theory sounds pretty solid, right? But how does this combat engineering actually stack up against established, proven fighting styles? Let's see how it does in some simulated fights against trained opponents.
First up, we have a family reunion of sorts. Tetsuryoku-Ryu versus its ancestor, Kyokushin Karate. So, in a simulated 3-minute round, the first minute is what they call the Iron Exchange. The Kyokushin fighter comes in hard with those legendary low kicks. But since Tetsuryoku uses that same iron body conditioning, the practitioner can take the hits while looking for a chance to break the rhythm. In the second minute, the Kyokushin guy tries to just stand and trade punches, but the Tetsuryoku fighter refuses to play that game. A straight punch comes in, and boom, they step in at 45 degrees, jamming the shoulder, killing the power. And this is where Kyokushin's greatest asset, its rooted, rigid stance, becomes its biggest liability. They're just sitting ducks for that final balance break.
Now for a totally different kind of fight, Taekwondo, with all its speed and high-flying kicks. The first minute of the simulation is the distance game. The TKD fighter's trying to stay at range, firing off fast kicks. Meanwhile, the Tetsuryoku practitioner is using their iron guard, their shins and forearms, to absorb the damage while moving in a zigzag pattern. The breakthrough happens around the second minute. The TKD fighter throws a big high kick, and the Tetsuryoku practitioner steps inside the kick's arc, into what they call the dead zone, where the leg has no power. And from there, it's pretty much over. They jam the hip, apply Kuzushi, and the whole structure comes crashing down. The system is literally designed to turn long-range weapons into a huge disadvantage. Okay, that's how it works against highly trained martial artists. But the system is designed for unfiltered combat. So what about the most common type of street fight you might see, against an aggressive, drunk person?
The claimed win rate here is a wild 95%, and the logic is brutally simple. A drunk person's biggest weakness is their balance, which is already shot. They are basically preset for a Kuzushi takedown. A simple 45-degree pivot, a little redirect, and you can use their own stumbling momentum to send them flying into a wall or a table. Threat over.
And this same logic applies to a whole bunch of other opponents. Boxers, they have a strong but fixed stance, which makes them easy to pull off balance. Kickboxers, their extended arms and legs just become levers you can use against them. Street brawlers, throwing those big wild haymakers, that's just a wide-open invitation to step inside at 45 degrees. The system claims these high win rates because it's not trying to match strength for strength. It's just targeting the built-in geometric flaws of each style.
Now, up to this point, this system sounds basically invincible. But what's really interesting is that its own creators are incredibly open about its weaknesses. This is not a magic bullet that solves every problem.
So the system's own audit points out some major vulnerabilities. It has a tough time with what they call long-range snipers, really good kickers who know how to manage distance and stop you from ever getting into that 45-degree sweet spot. It's also a ground specialist trap. If a good BJJ practitioner gets this fight to the ground, it's game over. The system doesn't have a lot of answers there. Plus, the physics have to be perfect. If your angle is off by just a little, the whole technique can fall apart. And maybe most importantly, there's no soft option. It's built to cause structural collapse, which makes it really hard to use for just controlling someone or de-escalating.
And all of this brings us to the core philosophy, the big idea that really explains what this system is, and maybe more importantly, what it is not.
This one line from the system's own manual just says it all, doesn't it? Chess is a game. It has rules, it has strategy, it's a competition between two athletes. A shotgun, well, a shotgun is a tool you use to end a problem, right now. They are built for completely different worlds.
And you can see that difference so clearly here. The UFC, that's the chess side. It's a world with weight classes, rounds, referees, and rules that are all designed to make it a fair test of skill. Tetsuryoku-Ryu, the shotgun, is designed for a world with none of that. A world of surprise attacks, multiple attackers, and hard concrete floors. One is a sport. The other is a survival tool.
This whole anti-sport idea is deliberate. The creators argue that things like padded gloves lead to a glove delusion, where you learn bad defensive habits that would get you knocked out by a bare knuckle. They also train for the concrete variable, because they believe that taking a fight to the ground on pavement isn't grappling. It's a deadly mistake. The system is designed to be too brutal for sport because it's built for a world that has no rules.
And that leaves us with one final, fascinating question to think about. This whole system was put together with help from AI. It throws tradition out the window, and it's way too dangerous for any competition. It's just a pure tool of combat engineering. So, in an age where machines can analyze and optimize everything, what does it even mean for a martial art to be real anymore? Is it about its history and its lineage? Or is it just about cold, hard, measurable effectiveness?